You guys, we are checking the stream. I hope so that I am audible now. Actually, because of some technical failure in our system, our system got shut down. Our system got abruptly shut down. Actually, it was not in our hands. So, apologies for that. But we will continue right now. There might be another video itself which will be created for this live. That's gonna be the part 2 of this video, and we are gonna be into the same. So I'll be segregating that into 2 live sessions. Well, I hope so that you are able to see me, right? I don't think so that we are live. You are not able to see it. Okay, we're still live. Okay, all right. Yes, we are back live. All right, so guys, yeah, actually that is what I was missing. All right guys, I hope so. Am I audible? My voice is going up. All right, okay, fine guys. So we are continuing that live, and we were actually here at the coding part. Okay, let us continue. We have just finished up our class Q basic initialization stuff, and then created the public section of the class and created the constructor here. After creation of the constructor, I have said I am initializing or giving the values inside the array. So for that I am dynamically allocating the memory to the array, and then initializing front and back to -1, hence implementing the concept of array being empty in the beginning. Okay, I hope so that this is very much clear. All right, okay, continuing. We are here. We have not ended up, so let us finish this up as quick as possible. Okay, so our constructor part is done. After the constructor is done, we need to start creating our elements one by one. So my first element is gonna function that is gonna be here in this case is gonna be void push or enq. In this case, void push or enq. Okay, where it will actually take up the value here. So I am going to say here int x maybe, or val, whatever you would like to say. Int x I am saying here. I am saying if we need to check for the condition for the overflow. You see, if the overflow condition is met, then we cannot do any more push. Am I correct? We cannot do any push if the condition is already, if the array is already full. In that case, what will be the condition? Condition would be back is equals to n-1. If back is equivalent to n-1, hence it is gonna be back is equals to n-1. It is going to be cout queue, q is overflown. Okay, cannot enter anything. So in this case, I'll just say here end L. Okay, and I'll just return from it. After this condition is checked, I will say back plus plus, and then I'll say ARR of that back equals to x. I hope so that this is very much clear. This is how you will do. Guys, one more thing. If you remember, in the very first attempt, we have pushed our front also to one position forward. Through your classes, I have improved a lot, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh, that's my pleasure. I'm so happy that you are able to improve, and let us continue. Okay, so yeah, so in this case, what happens is that for the first time when the first push happened, our front also has to be moved one step ahead, right? So in this case, after putting the element, first back plus plus, then ARR of back equals to x, and then after that I cannot say front plus plus, just front plus plus. I cannot say, this is wrong. Why it is wrong? Because in this case, the next time you do push, front will also move together, which should not happen. Remember, when front was moving forward, it was deleting. Understood? So to avoid that situation, you need to write one condition here. That is, check if front is equals to -1. In that situation only, you will say front plus plus. I hope so that this is very much clear. Understood? This part is very important. This is the logic, guys. After checking for the Q is overflown, you said back you move forward, and then at that position you put that value, and if front is also at -1, then you do front plus plus only once. Front plus plus will happen after some time when we will do pop. Understood? Let us continue. The next function is gonna be our void pop. Okay, so how we will do this? What were the conditions in pop? If you remember, pop conditions were if back is -1 or front is greater than the back. Remember this condition. Either both back and front, or just back, you can say if back is at -1 or front is greater than the back, like for this scenario, then what will happen? It will be underflow. Correct? That means you cannot do any pop. So I will say here one condition: if front is equals to -1, or maybe you can check for back, anything, whatever. Okay. Or front is greater than the back. In this scenario, you will say QUEUE underflown. Okay, end L, and then you will say return. Do nothing. I hope so that this is very much clear. I hope so that this is very much clear. Return and do nothing. Okay. Remember, I have checked the condition only yet I have not deleted it actually. So for deleting it, what I'll do, front plus plus. Okay, this is the place where I'll do front plus plus. So I said front plus plus. Okay, any doubts, guys? No doubts. Let's move on. So our NQ and DQ functions are done over. NQ functions are done over. Next up is gonna be our peak function, and the last one is gonna be our empty function. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm gonna say here int peak. Now why I have taken int peak? Because, guys, you see here, peak is gonna be returning a value. It is gonna return a value. What is the value which is going to get, or the element is just going to get deleted next? That has to be returned or told, right? So for that we will use peak. Understood? So here I will say if, see, the thing is that we need to check again for the underflow condition. So I can just, can I say just like this, that copy and paste this whole thing again? Just wait a minute. Just copy, don't cut. Okay, I'll say copy and paste it here. But here in this case, I cannot just leave anything empty. Return just not empty, I cannot say. I'll have to say something because it has return. So I'll say return -1. Okay, and in this case, what is the element, because you see, why I have taken this underflown condition, why? Because if I am saying peak, if I am saying that you have to peak, but there is no element to peak, or the queue is empty, that means the queue is underflown. In that case, you will not be able to see anything. So, for that reasons we have chosen the peak. Understood? Next up, we still haven't returned the element which is going to get deleted next. So, how to do that? What I will do? I will say here return ARR of front, correct? ARR of return front. Why front? Because front is going to get deleted next. That means the front is the most element which is going to get peaked. In this case, I am saying int peak, so I have said return ARR of front. ARR of front means the frontmost element will be returned in this case, and that element is going to be peaked on to. Understood? Any doubts here? Please let me know. Okay? डेंजर माहेश्वरी सर, आज भी लेट आए क्या हम? हाँ जी, आज आप बहुत लेट आए हो, मेरी क्लास खत्म होने वाली है, बस खत्म होने वाली है मेरी क्लास, ये मेरा लास्ट है, बस लास्ट फंक्शन। तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, हर दिन मेरी क्लास शाम को 6 बजे आती है, शाम को, ठीक है? तो आप शाम को 6 बजे कृपया करके आ जाएं, ठीक है? 7 बजे मेरा क्लोजिंग टाइम होता है क्लास का। तो चलो अब हम कंटिन्यू करते हैं। ओके, आपके लिए रिकॉर्डिंग है, आप रिकॉर्डिंग देख सकते हो। अगर कोई डाउट्स होगा तो आप मेरे को पूछिएगा, मैं कल फिर से आ जाऊँगा 6 बजे। ओके, आज वी आर डूइंग क्यूज टुडे, आज हम लोग क्यूज पढ़ रहे हैं यहाँ पे, ठीक है? ओके, ऑल राइट, last is gonna be bool empty. Bool empty. So I am gonna say here bool empty. Empty here. Why? Because I told you this is the this is very similar to the function which we have done in stack. So in this case you have to write that also. Acha, when do you write bool empty? This will return if the array is empty or not, if the queue is empty or not. So in that case what happens is, you need to again check for the underflow condition. If it is underflown, see, if it is underflown, then what is happening? It is empty. Understood my point? So in this case, if it is underflown, then return true, isn't it? Otherwise, return false. As simple as that. Done. Very easy. Correct? Any doubts? Please let me know. In this case, I am not going to print anything here though, because it is just going to return me either true or false. Hope so that this is very, very much clear. Last. Now, this was the implementation of the queues using classes and object-oriented programming. But here we need to run also, no? Our code has to be run, executed, and to do that, what I'll do? This is our code. Let's quickly revise it. We created a class queue. We have created an array pointer and front and back as the variable, and in the public section of the class I have said queue as a constructor and allocated the memory using new keyword. If you are doing C programming, then you have to do it using malloc or calloc. Good evening, good evening. Next, front we have taken up to as -1 and back also have taken up as -1, and because I have already explained this into the diagram here, I have already explained you into the diagram here that in this case front and back will be at the beginning -1, right? Okay. So initializing it as minus minus 1, and then we have set void push, checking if the condition is overflown. Overflown condition means if back is already at minus 1, that means it's the last condition, that means it is overflown, then return nothing. But this is the main logic where you increment the back, and using that back you are entering the element. If front is equals to minus 1, then front plus plus. Why? I have already told you. Okay. Next up, pop, checking for underflow condition, and if it is underflown, then do nothing. If it is not underflown, then front plus plus. Okay. Then peak. So in peak, of course, you need to say underflown condition check, and then you return that particular thing. All right. And last is empty. Now finally last, guys, in 5 minutes I'm finishing this up. In this case, let us execute this. Okay, let us execute this. So in this case, what's happening is I'll say q, I have taken q object, because we have created a class q, right? We need to execute it. So I'll say q dot push. I said 1. Let's push 1. I said q dot push. Let's say I'm gonna push 2 in this case. I said q dot push. I said push 3 in this case, and then I said q dot push. I'll say push 4 in this case. Okay, 4 elements pushed. Now I'll say I'll peek on the element. So q dot peek, and I will say end L in this case, and I'll say q dot pop. And once I said q dot pop, what happens is that the element will be popped. And if I use the peek again, if I use peek again, it will print you see here 1 and 2. 1 was the first peek, then when I popped it out, then second peek was 2. That means it is working fine. So after doing this several times, you see what happens is I have to just keep on doing this actually. Copy, and I will say here paste, paste, paste. So at this point of time, we will see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then at last it is underflown because we have popped out all the elements. Okay, I hope so that this is very much clear. This is the execution part also. This is the main function, guys, and this is your queues finished. I hope so that this is very much clear. This is how you implement the first in and first out. Okay, guys, I hope so that this is very much clear. Time to end the class, guys, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon also. One thing, guys, I would like to say, tomorrow again I'm going to come to the class, and at same time 6 o'clock, so do not miss our class. And also this is the second part. I hope so that it is very much clear. Today, because of some technical issues, our system got abruptly closed in between, so this might be a second recording that I will be posting up into our same playlist. So if you have any problems or doubt with it, please tell us in the comment section, and I will try to clear this doubt also. And again, guys, remember, every day on 6 o'clock in the evening I am coming live and explaining you DSA. So stay tuned for more such content. If you like it, please tell us in the comment section. If you have any doubts, please tell us in the comment section also. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Well, this is Ashank David signing off. I hope so. I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, take care.